Great seeing your faces. So just, I want to start this off by just saying how excited all of us are to get Keisei back for one more year. Obviously, the impact that he had on our team, really, when you look at from February 1st on, the type of year or finish to the season that he had, and really helped us to the best stretch that we had all season with having the best record in the Big Ten from February 1st on. And a lot of that was due to Keisei and his overall play and just the overall impact that I think he had on our team, on our fans, the electricity in our building was just a lot of the things that Keisei was doing on the court. And, was really proud of our guys with how they stayed together through all sorts of adversity last season and finished off playing our best basketball, which gave us, I think, some good momentum heading into the offseason where we've added some really good players to our roster, have filled some holes with what left our roster with three great players that had a tremendous impact on our program with Sam Griesel, Derek Walker, and Emmanuel Bandamel. We feel really good about the additions to our team. But one of the biggest moves for us this offseason was to get Keisei back. Our biggest needs for us was to get Keisei back in a Husker uniform. So we could not be more excited about that. Just a couple things about Keisei's finish. After February 1, he was third in the league in scoring behind National Player of the Year Zach Edey and Trace Jackson-Davis. He was second in the Big Ten in two-point field goal percentage, which is remarkable, for somebody of Keisei's size to be able to finish. And it just shows people talk about Keisei being a great shooter. What makes him special and what makes him elite is his movement and his cutting. And I think it shows from the numbers that he put up. And then one of two Power 5 players to shoot 50% overall from the field, over 40 from the three, and over 85 from the line, which we need to get that up to 90 next year, Keisei. But, really impressive the way that Keisei finished off the season, and excited about his opportunity with this national team, which is coming up. He will leave on Monday to start that process, and being able to play in the World Cup on his home soil in Okinawa, right, Keisei? Mm-hmm. In Okinawa. So great opportunity for Keisei to represent his home country, and we're thrilled to have him back in a Husker uniform.
Keisei, when did you make your final decision on coming back to them?
It's probably last day or like the last week and the deadline.
What was the ultimate factor for deciding to come back? Why did you want to come back?
So I was thinking what's the best what's the how can I say what's the place to be I can get improve most, and this is a place I can get improve a lot. So that's the most reason I think I decided to come back here.
Keisei, what type of feedback did you get from those NBA personnel?
So I of course gotta get better about the passing stuff or handling stuff, and of course I gotta get bigger, stronger and the defense stuff too. Yeah, those type of things.
A while back, Coach mentioned on the radio that you had changed up your diet a little bit and do a little strength and conditioning program. Have you seen some gains from the end of last season now, just with your strength and the muscle you put on?
Yeah, I have been working on the getting muscles, getting weight. Yeah, it's been great.
Hey, Keisei, did you consider, Fred was talking about some of the new guys who are coming in, did you think about that too and how you could play with that roster that's...
Yeah, for sure, yeah. I'm so excited about it, to play with them. Mm-hmm.
Off the court, last year was a pretty special run for you with just the fans getting behind you and all that. How much did that part play into it, just how much the fans love you and watching you play?
Yeah, that's a one of the reasons I wanted to come back to, the fans supporting, us at all, those fans are amazing, Yeah, so I'm so excited to come back to.
Fred, last year I know Keisei was playing really well, but a lot of times he had to shoot the ball a lot just because of the injuries and whatnot. With this year, you talked about the new additions. How does his role change from where it was from February to March going forward with the new pieces that you've added?
Well, we still want him to shoot a lot, and with the numbers that he put up, it's the degree of difficulty on his shots to shoot the percentages that he did. I think is the most impressive thing about Keisei's finish. to the year. When you can shoot over 50 and over 40, you just don't realize how hard that is. And I guess that shows 2 in the Power 5, I think 6 overall in Division I that had those numbers. And, Keisei wasn't just sitting out there all by himself, spotting up and knocking out shots. I mean, he's flying off screens. He's shooting from 5-6 feet behind the 3-point line. And, the percentages that he put up, I think, are even more impressive just based on the shots that he took. And I think the confidence that our team had in Keisei when he was going on that run, and also how that opened up things for the rest of our team. And, he had a really good passer, obviously, in the front court with Derek Walker, and that's going to be an important part for us to replace. We feel good about the addition of Rink Mast and also with Josiah Alec in our front court that can make plays and can pass the ball. We'll see if they can have the same impact that Derek did for Keisei. I think that's a big reason that Keisei shot such a high percentage, especially inside the arc. And then Griesel got Keisei a lot of shots as well. So, the importance of our guys coming in and building that chemistry, I think that our team had all last season, is important. And the fact that we get the foreign trip and the experience of going to Spain, where we get a head start on building the chemistry, is very important for this team, even though Keisei won't be here for a lot of that. So, again, as far as your question, Robin, Keisei what is his role going to be? His role is going to be the same, is what it was. And, we'll see how everybody interacts with each other as we get started. We start our workouts on Monday, and, we're going to start with team stuff right away, start putting in our offensive and defensive concepts immediately, and then start doing more live action once we hit the July summer session, the second session, heading into the Spain trip. So, yeah, as far as Keisei, though, yes, we want him shooting the ball as much, maybe even more. That's what I'm doing right now. I've given our coaches a project to watch all these NBA series and see if there's any specific actions that we can run within our 5-out spread offense, which all the teams are doing now, and what actions can we add specifically to get Keisei shots, to free him up, to use him as a screener, which we did quite a bit at the end of the year, which got other guys freed up as well. So, just constantly trying to evolve and get better and add things that are good not only for Keisei but for our entire roster.
Fred, how much have you enjoyed just watching how the fan base has taken to Keisei since he's been here, and just the excitement there was even a couple days ago when he announced?
Well, I think you see the impact of Keisei when he sends out a tweet, and he had about 3.5 million views on it within the first couple hours. And, I asked Keisei how to say LFG in Japanese, and he sent me a little thing. And I don't know if it was exact or not, Keisei, but
Not exactly.
not exactly,
Yeah.
but yeah, as close as we can get. And yeah, just to see that. But yeah, I think you see it, the impact, the excitement of our fan base when he did announce that he's coming back. And, he's just, the thing I love about this kid is just, the joy he plays this game with and the fun that he has. And, he flipped off a crowd on the road this year. Love that, so he's just so infectious. And, it's what this game's all about when you have a guy out there playing with the type of joy that he plays with every time he steps on the floor. And it's not just games. I mean, you see him in a one-on-one session. You see him, and I talked to the Pacers guys. I'm very close with their guys in their front office, and they said he did great. And, you saw him ring the bell. What'd you make, 22 out of 25, 21?
20 out of 25, I think. Yeah.
We can lie and exaggerate it up, Keisei. But yeah, but they said he competed against bigger, stronger guys and didn't back down at all. And again, it's fun when you see a guy that puts as much work as Keisei in, and to see it pay off and the benefits that it's going to have for Keisei long term in his career.
What do you want to see him work on when he's representing Japan and also when he gets back so that he's a better player next season?
Yeah, I think just he said it exactly with the things that he needs to work on. Number one, he needs to continue on with his strength program, and we've got a call with our strength coach, a meeting with our strength coach as soon as we get out of here, once Keisei gets his schedule on when he can have his heavy lifting days. Last year when Keisei went back for his national team, it was pretty much all basketball and not much weights. So he needs to stick with the program because he really benefited from the weight room. He had his own specific program the last couple months where other players, more ramped up their activity. Where Keisei, it was right away because we had him for a limited amount of time. But the benefits and the strength that he's gained, he needs to continue on the right trend and on the right path to continue to get stronger, because he's going to be gone pretty much until we start school, maybe even a couple weeks into school, depending on how they play. So, and then the other thing is playmaking. And, he has so much attention drawn to him, being able to make the right play and the pocket pass, those types of things as a playmaker. So strength and playmaking are the two things. And then, continue to work on his defense, which he took a huge step in the right direction a year ago in that area.
Keisei, I know next year you're not going to be surprised to anybody if it's going to be focusing on you on the scouting report. How much are you preparing for that, to where teams are going to try to take you out and make somebody else have to be?
Yeah, I think I just gotta keep moving the offense free, so it's gonna be hard to guard me, and then it's gonna make my teammate open. So I just gotta keep moving like I did last season. Yeah, I'm prepared for it.
You excited for that challenge?
Yeah, I'm excited for that.
Fred, how good do you feel about the roster at this moment? Maybe compared to previous seasons you've been here, how settled do you feel about it now that he's back?
Yeah, I feel good. I feel very good about our roster with getting the guys back that had a big impact, especially once we had the injuries. That experience that our guys gained in that area in roles that maybe increased as the season went on, with Jamarcus, with Sam. CJ, I thought, finished the season playing his best basketball. You look at adding the types of players that we did, getting experience in our point guard position with Ulis. Bryce Williams, to me, was a huge pickup for us because versatility. He finished off last season playing incredibly well, and won one of the postseason tournaments where he was the MVP. A guy that shot over 40% last year at over 6'7". Eli Rice has come in. He's measured almost 6'8", and a kid that I think has a very bright future. Freshmen obviously have a big learning curve, but the fact that we have these 2 months leading into the Spain trip and then get some valuable experience over there. Ramel, coming off his redshirt season, he's made big gains in the weight room over the summer. And then the other additions with Rink, with Josiah, those were huge for us because of how we play, and I think the skill level and the unique skill set that those guys bring to the table as well. So, yeah, just, really think this is a group that has versatility. We're going to get Juwan Gary back. He's almost full strength now. He's going to do things on the floor starting on Monday, not full. He will not be cleared for contact for probably another at least month, but he's doing pretty much everything. And, again, I talked about this, I think, a little bit. I don't remember when it was because I'm losing my mind, but, he was able to do a lot of one-hand shooting and really address some of the things to hopefully make him a more consistent shooter. He had some really good games for us out there, but, I think when you look at what he was able to work on because he couldn't use his left arm, it will hopefully fix a little bit of the balance issue that he's had, since he started his college career. And then Blaze, an update on Blaze with his ankle injury. He will be able to start doing some light work on the floor, no jumping yet, but he'll be able to do some spot shooting, and then hopefully in the next 3 to 4 weeks he will be cleared for full activity as well. So we should have him for at least a limited role once we get to Spain. It's everything's coming together, and again, I think we've got different lineups that we can put out on the floor. We can play small, we can play big, and it's been a good offseason for us.
Do you have a sense of, I know you can have multiple ball handlers, but the true point guard, do you feel like Marcus is that guy, or Aaron, or who do you feel like is going to be the guy that's bringing the ball up the floor and sort of setting the up?
Yeah, well, Aaron obviously has the experience of that in this league, being a starting point guard on a team that's played in 3 NCAA tournaments, that he's played in 3 NCAA tournaments. Jamarcus got great experience in that role a year ago. You see Sam Griesel, who, Sam obviously with his mismatch, with his size, we used him in a lot of post-up situations, but Sam really didn't play point guard until a couple years ago. He was more of a power forward, early on in his career. Keisei, I think, is a guy that can initiate offense for us, and then I think our bigs with Josiah and with Rink are guys that can bring the ball up if we're facing pressure and getting hurt, like we were some of the early games last year when Derek was out of the lineup. So, I think we've got multiple guys that can do it. Specifically Aaron and Jamarcus having the most experience. Sam played point guard in high school, so he certainly has the abilities. So, I guess everybody in our roster is what I'm telling you, Sam, is going to be able to bring the ball up the floor. Maybe it was the exception of Blaze.
When you're assessing transfers who played at, I don't know what you want to call it, the mid-major level, obviously Aaron played at Iowa last year, so he played power competition all the way through. But when you're assessing players that you're bringing up, so to speak, what do you look for, and what do you think about like how much their numbers or their game will translate to a Big Ten schedule?
Yeah, I guess, first of all, can they match up physically, I think is what you look at first and foremost. And, you've got guys that have size, and then you look at what they did and their production against the Power 5 when they did have matchups against those schools. And then again, it's just all about how they fit into your system. And we feel that everybody that we've added to our roster does fit with how we play. And, that to me is more important than, maybe the level where they were at, because all those guys put up great numbers and had very good production where they were. And we think that will translate because, one, they've got the size, they've got the strength, and, they fit with how we want to play.
I think Josiah mentioned he was hoping to be fully back around the Spain trip. Is that still sort of impacting?
Yeah. We just had a staff meeting with our strength and training staff, and that is the plan right now. He's hopefully going to be cleared kind of the same time frame, maybe a week or two behind Blaze. But we're going to take a very conservative approach, and we're going to get some very beneficial time on the practice court. But if those guys aren't 100% ready to go, we're not going to push them in the summer. And I need those guys ready on November 8th. Or whenever our first game is this year. So, we're going to take a very conservative approach, but that is the time frame right now. Everybody is right on track with their rehab, and hopefully we can get him out there for a few minutes, just to help him with his timing. But if he's not ready, we won't push it.